Another thing that came up is to do with the weather, and I think we're all sick of weather events this week. No more so than the people in the Bahamas and all down the East Coast. But it was put out something I said in a show recently about the possible links that people dictate the weather and how. Now, we've had a fear fest of words: catastrophic, damaging, dangerous, and various other fear-inducing comments surrounding Dorian the storm that registered maximum winds over Abacus Island of around 74 miles an hour, with a few higher gusts, nowhere near the 185 mile an hour the fear porn channel was putting out, known as the Weather Channel. Now, the reason why there was so much damage was, for some explicable reason, the whole storm stalled over a couple of very low-lying tiny islands for between 36 and 48 hours. You know, even a high-end tropical storm that renders winds above 60 mile an hour, sustained for nearly 2 days with no breaks, will do extensive damages. And in those 2 days, have at least 4 high tides within that time period, had it not. Now, had it not stalled, the damage would have been much less severe in those places. That was the key. The key of why those 2 islands will no doubt take place in the coming days, weeks and months is that part of what I suggested was a deliberate plan of reclaiming all the islands, including all around Florida and all the southern states. We'll see what happens. But the other reason is the folly, and it is folly from an overview, of living on a small island in the middle of an ocean in a region that is known for bad storms. It's known for hurricanes. You know, it's an accident waiting to happen. And whilst it's lovely living away from the populace on an idyllic tropical beach, it's not idyllic or sensible when the inevitable storm rolls in. You know, it's not a case of if, but when. There's no barrier. You know, and the islands are probably the highest points is about 20, 30 feet. You know, a wave comes in, every single, whether it's a tropical depression or a tropical storm, never mind the hurricane, generates a higher wave. It's just going to get swamped. Now, as for my opinion on those people on the Weather Channel, they should be arrested for me, for creating mass fear on millions of people on an almost daily basis. It's not just to do with Dorian either. Every single piece of inclement weather is turned into some catastrophic event. So when a real catastrophic event unfolds, the tendency is then to ignore it. You know, Tuesday morning with the storm off the Florida coast, and they were still ramping it up, the wind speeds on the channel were recorded at the highest of 26 miles an hour. And that was on the beach, with a maximum gust of 32 to 35. Now, Floridians will tell you that happens almost every afternoon during the summer months. 20, 30 mile an hour winds, and it's pissing down with rain. It's almost daily. And yet they were standing by the shore with waves coming in at the exact time of a high tide with any storm, is going to get choppy, and Mr. Cantore, can't being the operative word, is standing there going, "Oh, the dangerous winds," when it's said on the TV 26 miles an hour. So the question is, that came back to the start, is America's weather a reflection of the people? Is it symbiotic? I personally believe it is. People can disagree with that, and that's fine. But there are various examples in nature of how one organism affects another. The dance of nature. So why should the people and weather be any different? Some people who are attuned to their abilities have been able to affect the weather for thousands of years. Native Americans did the rain dance and chant to bring rain for the crops, did they not? Our thoughts have an effect on our environment, and that has been proven. We can project our thoughts anywhere on the planet and way beyond, so why should we not consider our thoughts affecting weather patterns? Has anyone stopped to think why one country gets so much more inclement weather than almost any other country on the planet? Floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, heat waves, droughts, highest wind speed outside of Antarctica, the most lightning strikes, all come here at regular intervals. Does that make any sense? And yes, we know of the weather interference done by technology, and yet people overlook their own inbuilt technology to counteract it oh so easily. In America, it's relentless, chaotic, turbulent, violent and destructive. Can anyone state whether I'm talking about the weather or the people in America with those descriptions? Is there as a collective any real difference? Relentless, chaotic, turbulent, violent and destructive. In overview, there's no discernible difference. And so it is reflective, is it not? So when people ask, what can I do? Change your mind and thought patterns would be a start. And our weather here just might improve. You know, it's every single day. There's some violent thunderstorm. You know, we obviously have the hurricane season, and tornadoes have a season, except they can happen anywhere over 12 months. But there's floods and record snow and avalanches, you name it. It's every day. It doesn't make any sense.